calling the January 13th meeting of the school committee to get to order. Can you please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is executive session. So I need a motion for this Hudson Public School Committee to relocate to G101 and enter an executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, in order to conduct a collective bargaining session with the Hudson Education Association, specifically to hear a level 3 grievance, and Section 3, discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, specifically and deliberate regarding a response to a level 3 grievance filed by the Hudson Education Association. Whereas the discussion during an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the school committee or the school district. The school committee will return to regular business in F101 at approximately 7:15 p.m. or after, upon the conclusion of the executive session. Do we have a motion?
Motion to relocate, the school committee to relocate to G101 and enter executive session pursuant to MGL National Law C-30A, Section 21A, to do two things. Do I have to go all?
No.
Thank you.
As recited by me, it's fine.
Oh, good.
I'll
That's
second.
what I
I'll second. And the voice. Roll call.
We need a roll call vote for that. I'm sorry, this under the table. Sarah? John?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, and I will note we are moving to executive session in G101, and we will return to public session at approximately 7:15 p.m. Thank you. 5, we're reconvening the open public session. We're going to be taking the public session out of order. So the first thing we need to do in public session is approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes for December 16th?
Motion to approve the minutes from December 16th.
Second. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? We need a motion to approve the school committee special meeting of December 23rd, 2025. Motion to approve.
The special meeting, December 23rd.
Yep. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to public participation. Is there anybody here for public participation? Seeing none, we're going to go on to student presentations.
Hello everyone, it's nice to be with you again. I hope all of you had a great vacation or great holidays. So for some current events / previous events, yesterday there was a home and school meeting at 6:30 p.m. in the library. Some upcoming events are on January 14th, so tomorrow, there'll be a half a day, and the dismissal will be at 10:30 a.m. On January 15th through the 21st, we will have midterm exams as well as some access exams. For more information, please refer to the round robin. On January 19th, there will be no school due to Martin Luther King Day. Thank you for everything that he did. On January 20th, there will, stamp exams will begin. Good luck to everyone. I also forgot to mention good luck to everyone on midterms and any access exams. On January 22nd, a new semester will begin, term 3. Good luck to everyone, and I hope you do well. On January 27th, NAEP, also known as National Assessment of Educational Progress, testing for grade 8 students will begin. And this is not a whole grade testing, so don't be worried, 8th graders. More information is to come.
For sports, basketball season has officially started. Today, boys varsity and girls varsity basketball is currently playing against Littleton. Tomorrow, it's junior varsity boys basketball at Auburn at 5:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. And on the 16th, boys junior varsity and girls varsity basketball versus Tingsboro at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m.
All right. So something that Hudson High School is up to, we haven't been up to much since we just got off the break. Right now we're getting prepared for midterms and access exams. So a lot of teachers are starting to give prep work, and we're starting to review and get ready for that. So good luck to everybody taking all of these exams, and hope you do well. As far as the student council goes, today there was a meeting, and we went through the agenda on our own and met in small groups and subcommittees, trying to brainstorm ideas for the future. Also, thanks to Dr. Kopecki, Mr. Janisky, and Mr. Mack, we got March Madness greenlit, and we're rolling on that. So we're going to be working in the parameters and working to try and get that going to have a fun, safe, and helpful time for everyone who wants to be involved. Last year we had March Madness get off the ground, and this year we're trying to make it bigger and better, and I think it's going to be great with all the help we have. Thank you.
And as for concerns of the student body, we don't have any at the moment. So thank you.
I'm just going to add to this sports update. The hockey team has started their off to a winning season, but our girls hockey team, the girls of Hudson High that co-op with Algonquin are at the midpoint of their season, and they're up to 10 of them start. So any of the Hudson girls that play hockey are in the middle of an undefeated season so far. So I saw that in the paper, so I was wondering. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Steve. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Hope you get to bed early.
Try. Okay, the next thing that we're going to take out of business and out of order is new business, automation and robotics class. They're coming up to present.
Hello, everybody.
And this is Quinn Middle School.
I just want to introduce Victor Tucato. He is our 7th grade STEM teacher at Quinn Middle School. He teaches automation and robotics. One of the things that I wanted to bring Victor to meet with you and to showcase something that he's doing in his classroom is that he's created his classroom in what we call gamification. And, you know, it used to be what teachers would do, like a slideshow of Jeopardy. That was the big one many, many years ago. You hear about Kahoot, which, you know, the teacher set up a site, kids log in and they ask questions and they get points and they get a leaderboard. Well, Victor's taken it to another level, and he has really done an outstanding job where he has created a game interface himself with programming. And he has his interface, he has the student interface, and he has the parent interface. And so I'm going to turn it over to Victor and let him kind of showcase what he has been doing and show those different pieces.
Hello, everybody. So again, my name is Victor. Just to give a little bit of context, I'm from Brazil, and I've been here in the USA for 3 years. I'm really, really grateful for everything that Hudson has been helping me with, all the support. I came here 3 years ago with the idea of teaching math. I did that at Quinn for a couple of years, and then I changed to STEM, and I'm really, really happy with that. And I want to thank my principal, Tim, to be here and supporting me, and Ellen to be giving me this chance of showing something that I did out of passion, trying to make my students more engaged in my class. And so that's the goal, just to show you what I've been doing in STEM in 7th grade. I'm going to share my screen because everything is online. So you should be able to see from up there. Does it work? Yes. So when I started teaching STEM, something I asked my students at the end of the class, at the quarter, what they felt about the whole class, and some of them said it was kind of boring. Like, how can STEM be boring? Like, you're building things or, programming. But it was very structured, every day they knew that they would come in and build this thing, and there's like an exit ticket or something. And it was there was a nice routine. And I was like, oh my gosh, boring. And I'm a teacher that I really like my students to be engaged in my class. And I really like video games. And one other thing is ChatGPT gave me the ability of being able to program and code without actually knowing how to do it. Nowadays they have this term called vibe coding. And I've been doing this since 2022, since I've been here, since I've got here. And I think I'm getting good at it. I'm building games, trying to make the class more fun. And what I'm about to show you is how I got all the curriculum from Project Lead the Way. I put it inside of an RPG-like game for the students to play the game and build at the same time. But also, I created a parent page where parents can follow everything that the students are doing. So when they're completing the tasks, they have pictures, they can see their grades in real time. I was even thinking about like a little chat message that they can talk to me through this portal. And so that's what I'm going to show you, okay? So this is the game interface. On the first week of class, students go on another page and they create an account. And I know it's a lot, maybe like you're looking at it like, what is this? But the idea is that they log into their page. This is my home page. And they have a character. And in this game, they have to complete the projects in class to make their character better, stronger, and older in the game. And as they complete the assignments in class, they can collect what they call aura, because they love aura. So they collect aura points in the game, and that basically will match their grades in Aspen. So that kind of motivates them of like talking about the game and everything. So right now, like in my account here, it shows that I have 70 aura. So that would be like a 70 out of 100 in the class. And they also get coins, and then they can use the coins in the game store to buy things in the game, like equipment or even 3D printed things that I can do in my room. And that keeps them really engaged because they want to get the things in the game. So how do you get the things in the game? Well, we have to do the projects in class. So they do the projects, and it becomes this loop, right? So for a game to work, you need to have this loop of like motivating and then giving them a reward and then keep that thing going. So there are many things inside this game. I've been working on this game for more than a year now. It's really complicated, I would say. I'll try to just explain like little things that I think are really important, so we don't take that much time. So here is their character. So as I said, they start really young. So there's like a little like image. They start with this, and as they complete more quests, they get like new gear, new like equipment, and stronger and older. And they really like that. They can see their grades here as aura points. They have a health bar. I'm going to explain what is it for later. There's a ranking system that I try to incorporate careers in STEM. As they get more points, they can get promoted and they can see like, oh, I'm a robotics engineer now. This is really interesting. And also here, there's a banking system. I realized that I can teach them about saving money, buying investments, and I can do everything through the game. So for example, right now you can see I have 2,000 coins and I have 158 in my savings account. And they love this, like they get coins, they put in the savings account. And it's nice because they can see their money growing in real time. So I guess that helps them to realize that they're saving money. It also helps them in math because they see the decimal numbers like, oh, that's what decimals are for. So they can deposit money from checkings to savings. They can transfer money from account to account. And here in the market section, they can buy bonds. So what I tell them is that if they purchase a bond, like say a weekly bond, they have to wait 7 days and then they can collect their money back plus interest. So they really like that, and there are options here. So they buy and then they have to wait and then they can collect their bonds. This is I really like this feature because as a former math teacher, I believe that we should be teaching kids of how to handle money. Over here on the right side, this was another idea that I had, how to tie behavior management with the game itself. So students have a health bar, and every time they do something that they're not supposed to, there is a consequence in my class. And the consequence is that they get damaged, so they lose health in the game. And it's interesting because their health starts going down, so they can visually see, oh my gosh, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna go down to 0. And if they go down to 0, then they lose aura. And of course, no middle schooler wants to lose aura. So this is a good behavior management kind of thing. They can click here in damage, and then can read about like everything that they're not supposed to do. And there's a big list. I would say the most important is not throwing parts across the room. In STEM class, you have little boats and nuts and stuff, and it's just like, so I'll say, don't do that, or else you're going to lose points in the game. There's also a self-assessment piece. This is something that I'm trying out. They can assess themselves in 4 categories: movement, focus, work completion, and academic conversations. So if they think they did a good job, they can give themselves a 4 or a 1. And then as the teacher, I'm also giving each student a grade. And the way I built the system is if my observation and their self-assessment kind of match, they heal life in the game. But if they're too far apart, they lose life. So in that way, it's not just like okay, I'm just gonna give 4 because I don't care. No, like in my opinion, the teacher's opinion also matters. So that's how I manage the self-assessment piece. Down here, we have a lot of stuff. For example, because this is an RPG, like a role-playing game, a part of it is to have campaign missions and side quests and things like that. So all the curriculum is here as their missions. So for example, right now, like in my account, I have the next mission, which is to build an autonomous vehicle. And all the resources on how to do this is in Google Classroom. So I record videos using Screencastify. I put images, instructions. I have models in my class that they can copy from. And they're all working in groups of 4, so that also helps. And this is how they collect their points. So they go to Google Classroom, they look at the instructions, they build it, they show me. If I give it an okay, this is great. They go in the game and they can collect the rewards. Some quests have an upload button. So the ones that have an upload button, they have to take a picture of their project, and that picture goes into the parent portal right away. So the parent is going to get not only that their kid finished the project today at this time, but they can also get a picture of the project as well. So they complete it, and then they can get rewards, and they can also have to fight creatures. So when you collect something, you might have to fight a giant spike. It's going to pop up here in the game. And if they don't kill the creature, then they lose points too. They lose health. So that becomes that cycle. Like, if I don't play the game well, I'm going to die to the creatures, and then my life is going to go down. And then if I die, I'm going to lose grades. So I don't want that to happen. So let me work in the game. Let me do the projects in class. Let me get stronger so I can keep building my character and I keep moving. In a way, it's helping them realize that they need to keep going and they shouldn't stop. In the side quests part, there are things that are kind of like class management skills too. For example, charge Chromebook. If they bring their Chromebook charge at least 6 to 7% in class, they can collect the points. This is a daily quest. So if they're bringing their computer charge, they get something. There are quizzes, like a gear quiz. They have to answer 3 questions about gears. If they do it right, they can collect the points. That's a daily stuff that they can do. Organizing bins, this helped me with my classroom management because parts get on the floor all the time, and I can't just pick them up all by myself and I put them back in the bins because I have things all color-coded and organized in the room. So it's a lot of work. So I have them to help me, you want to help me, you can do it, and then you get coins in the game. So they use the coins for other reasons. Picking up parts on the floor. So this is another daily quest. Self-assessment, if they finish their self-assessment, they can get points too. And there are other projects here too. The curriculum for the automation and robotics is really like long. So there are many things that we can do that wouldn't fit in the regular schedule. So I have them as side activities. So if I have a student that is finishing the projects pretty quickly, then I have all of this other side content that they can go to and do them. And they actually are required to do at least one side project before moving on to their next main assignment. So that makes them go back and forth and explore more of the program in general. And there are other gaming systems like the store that they can buy things. There's a badges system that they can collect rewards. There's a market system where they can sell stuff to other people. So let's say they have this item, they don't want it, so they can put in the market, and then other people from other class can go and buy from them. And right now I have all my 7th graders and 5th graders all together playing at the same time, so it's really fun because they can transfer money to each other, they can buy things, sell things. There's an all chat here that they can talk to people if they want to. So I feel like this interaction is really important when playing a game. So this is their the student side. This is what, if you go to my class tomorrow, this is what you're going to see. All the kids are going to have their computers open with the game and Google Classroom to see what they have to do. And they're going to be building something, you know. And over here, this is the parent portal. So I have the portal in 4 languages, so English, Portuguese, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. So I made sure that I can get all the parents involved. The parents can see the student's current grade, how many assignments they have finished, how is their health in the game, how many missions they have completed. So this is the grade part. These are all the projects. So they can see when it was completed, which ones are locked, which ones they can do, all the side classes they have finished, when they have finished them. In the behavior part, every time a kid takes damage in the class because they didn't do the right thing, and they take damage, the parents are going to see it on this tab. So recent behavior, throwing parts across the room, negative, damage, 40 health. Next time, they're going to lose more. So there's like a penalty, like it keeps increasing if they keep doing the same behavior. This one was in December 10th. So attachments, this is where the parents get their the photos, the videos, anything that the kids upload to the game as part of the requirement to complete quests. They put here. There's a lot here because this is my account, so I keep testing things. So that's why there's a lot of stuff here. And finally, on the last part, this is about the self-assessment. So the parents can see what the student scored for themselves in movement, focus, work completion, and conversation, what the student did and what the teacher scored. So parents can also see that. If the student was present or absent, they can see that too. So this works like an app on the phone. So in the first week of class, I send an email to all the parents talking about the portal, and it's actually mandatory that the parents sign a letter, because if they don't sign the letter, the kids cannot progress in the game. The first activity is called parent signature. So I have a letter, the parents need to read it, and it's talking about the game, and it's talking about the portal. So I'm trying to get the parents engaged, in any way possible, and it's working. So that's makes me happy that the things that I'm building is working. Recently, part of the RPG kind of thing, I added lore, a story to the game. I'm creating like this universe behind the game for the kids that really enjoy reading about stories and things. I'm trying to make it mysterious and interesting, like an adventure. So I hope the kids read and enjoy it. And then finally, I had to create a teacher admin page where I manage many things about the game that would be too hard to do. Like every time I had to do something, I would have to go directly to the database or something. So here I can see all my students' grades, points, projects they have completed very easily. I can do the damage from here. I'm also working on the report card system. I can see which parents logged into the portal. So if I'm looking at a particular student and I'm wondering if the parent is involved or not, I can check the system, say, oh, this parent has been 60 days that, the last time they have checked their student's performance. So maybe I should email the parent and talk to them about that. I try to do like 3 week or maybe like a month. I wait like a month and then I send another email to all the parents. Hey, this is a reminder, like you should be checking the portal, you should be checking the grades and the performance in the class. Please do it. And I can see if they actually did it or not. And the last thing that I want to talk about is this system. It's a request system. So in my class, one thing that's kind of like tough about having a class where people are in groups and they're doing a project and they need you for everything. So like you have kids all over the place, Mr. Jaquedo, I need this, I need that. And it was getting overwhelming. So I thought about what can I do to make my life easier, to not have to make all these decisions at once. So I created this request system. So I told the kids to, hey, from now on, you don't have to call my name. You don't need to raise your hand. You're gonna go in the game. You're gonna go here to a call for assistance. And then you select the reason that you need me. So let's say you need to ask a question or you need me to sign off a mission. And you send a request. So now it's gonna put them in a queue and it's gonna show them how much time they're waiting for me to go and help them. And I get that message right away in my portal, so I know who is first, who is second, what's the reason, and I can go like one by one, calmly, nicely, and help everybody. And this, I keep track of all the help that I'm giving. I'm keeping track of people that really need my help, how many times they're asking for help, what's the reason why they're asking for help, to try to collect data and make my class a bit better. And so when I help somebody, I just click on done, and it removes from their page, and that's it. There's a leaderboard. The top 3 students, I tell them that they can get like a prize at the end. So they try to get to there at the end of the quarter. And I guess to maybe before I ask if you have any questions, I would like to share some of the students' work, as I think we all like seeing. You're gonna see some people here. I think it's okay. So this is a 5th grade where they build, they design a model in Tinkercad, and then we 3D print for them. She made like a snow flake. This is from 7th grade. We built a car, and then we programmed the car to do rescue missions, as if like they're going to Mars and they need to rescue something. That's kind of the idea. This is one of the rescue missions. So they have to program, and because it's autonomous, it does the thing on its own. So the mission is to go to the middle, stop, and go to the end, and come back. Yeah, so she pressed a button, and then the car is coming back. This is another student. This is called a speed bot, where they have to build and program a controller to move the car. It can go back and forth. left and right. This one, she built a claw bot. So it's like the robot before, so it moves in all directions, but it has a claw. So with a controller, she makes the claw go up and down, opens and closes, and then she can grab something, bring to me. This is one of the last projects because it takes a long time. It's kind of complex, but kids can build it. So even in the conferences, when I'm talking to other colleagues and I say that we do the claw bot, oh my gosh, you guys do the claw bot? That seems so hard. This is another car. So they do block-based coding to program the cars. And this is a video of the last mission, which is they have to build a machine that would sort packages based on their color. So if it's blue, the machine has to bump it out of the chain drive, but if it's any other color, it just goes through, right? I wish I could put the audio here, but we can do without the audio. So they're working on this today. So like when they put the blue, which is coming right now, the machine will like bump it, But if it's any other color, it just lets it go. They were trying to get it to fall inside the compartment that they created, and they did it. And they were very happy about it. And then if it's any other color, it doesn't do that. Yeah. I was very proud of this project. It came out really, really nice. I actually have this here. I brought it with me. But I thought it was too much to just like... and this is just a quick video of them playing the game in class. So they finished the project and right away they went to the game. Oh my gosh, I can buy this. I can sell this and I can get this. And they were talking about it. All right, so this is all I have to share. Do you have any questions?
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Echo. I think that was really cool. I hear your name a lot in my house. I'm a 7th and a 5th grader, and they talk about it. So yeah, I just wanted to say it's really cool, and thank you for doing that. I'm curious, how much time do you spend, or like what was the initial time that you had to spend to develop this and keep it, like maintain it and tweak it?
It's a lot. And I work here at the high school for the ESOL program, teaching English for the adults in the community, 4 nights. And then I have 2 kids at home. So I'm glad that in STEM, I actually have like some extra time to be able to do some of this maintenance and creating new systems during the school time. So it's been more than a year. And I started really small and I was having new ideas and, last summer I worked a lot on the game, this winter break too. So it's an ongoing thing.
That's really cool. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And good for you for taking something that you have a passion and kind of blending it with what you do on a daily basis and using it to your advantage and the advantage of the kids and the parents. It's really, really awesome. So.
Victor, thanks a lot for coming in tonight and presenting this. This is fantastic. I just want to say that I really admire your passion too for this. I've never seen such sort of innovative ways to try to engage students while holding them accountable and inviting the families into to be part of the classroom. So I just want to say, you said you're grateful to be here at the school, and I'm grateful to have you. So thanks for the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Just want to tell you that I have a fifth grader, and I promise you, last week, he was like, I'm so excited for the quarter to end, because I think I'm going to have STEM next. And I was like, oh, I've never heard you talk about this before. He was so excited. So the word is getting from the students to students who aren't even yet in your class, which is like pretty amazing for a parent to hear it as well. So your hard work is definitely paying off.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.
I'll take a different perspective, but similar. Thank you so much. This is incredible work. And as somebody in the technology field, the amount of effort that you put into this is very understated by how you just described it. So thank you for all the extra effort, because it's really going to make a difference for our kids.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it's great for the school community to see this stuff, because we don't get to see the day-to-day stuff very much. And it's good for the community to see this, because this is what differentiates us from other districts and other options, and helps keep kids in Hudson.
Chris and I had talked about, this year trying to find ways to bring folks in like Victor to share some of the things that are happening in our classroom. And so I put it out to our curriculum team, and Ellen was first in line volunteering to you, Victor, but you were very eager to do it. And
Yeah.
It's this kind of innovation, this kind of sort of out of the box thinking that separates us, as Chris was pointing out. So, and not just you, but other teachers that come here to do presentations after hours. We do appreciate you giving, in addition to the time you're putting into the work, to be here to share your work. Is really cool. So congratulations and work.
Yeah.
Thrilled that you're part of our team over there.
Thank you.
And I do have to say, going into his classroom, there's a difference in how you see the kids interacting and doing the work. You used to just see kids all over the place. I did teach robotics myself, here at the high school many, many years ago. The little pieces that get on the floor, it drives you up a wall sometimes. But I have a video that shows these kids fully engaged, working in pairs, like they're supposed to be working, doing what they're supposed to be doing. The noise level, yes, there's a noise level in the classroom, but it's active engagement of noise. And during one of the observations, I saw very little of kids being off task with this. And just the fact of, not the leaderboard, but the help where they're, asking the request. Victor's carrying his phone around, and it's piling up, but he's calm, he's collected, and he's just walking around helping kids as they need the help. And it's just been really a nice piece to see being added to this. So I just want to thank Victor for his time and energy that he has put in.
Thank you. Thanks again, everybody. Again, I do this as a passion, and I'm really, really thankful and grateful that Ellen is supporting me on this, because maybe if it were somebody else, they'd say, no, let's just follow the curriculum, just do, the project units how it's supposed to. Then, so thank you for that again. And I want to thank Hudson in general, because I think there was a reason why they hired me from Brazil 3 years ago. And I'm hoping that I'm fulfilling that, whatever reason it was. I am bilingual, I do speak Portuguese. I'm hoping that I can help more Queen when it comes to this side of the language, and be in contact with parents that speak other languages too. So I'm here, I want to do more work, I want to help the community, and I'm just really happy. So thanks for everybody. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor.
Yeah.
Next, we are going to skip around again. We're going to do the approval of the Hudson High School trip to Washington, D.C. for the fall from October 21st to October 23rd, 2026.
So that's a tough act to follow.
Green mic is on.
So good evening, everyone. So I'm very happy to, we've been selected to help lead the next DC trip. I have to thank Maureen DeRoy and Liz Knuckles, Dan McInnesby, and Todd Wallingford for helping to set the groundwork for us, and Dr. Burpecki for selecting us. So we looked at 4 possible vendors: Grand Classroom, EF, Hemisphere, and World Strides. And we're happy to say that amongst our evaluation, we went back to a previous vendor we've worked with for the last 20 years, which is Hemisphere. Really competitive price point. And what we've decided as well is in the last few years in terms of traveling, the range and difference between that of driving and that of flying is minimal. So the gap is really closed. So working with Dr. Burpecki, we decided it would be best that we would fly down to Washington, D.C. So that would be able to allow for more time on learning. So instead of having the trip be 4 days, students will get the full experience, but within 3. So there's really very little downtime. It'll be done staggered. If you've seen your packet, it's broken up into 2 segments in terms of flying. So we've just organized them in different ways, working with our coordinator from there.
You know, we have an existing relationship with Hemisphere, and we evaluated different price points, and we thought Hemisphere was just the best option to run this trip. The flying thing we thought was a good way to add a little bit of life skills training to kids in terms of learning how to navigate an airport and how to travel that way. And the 10-hour plus bus ride there is pretty interminable that we've done in the past. So we figured just get down there as soon as possible, get right to activities and maximizing the time for the students.
Not to mention is one of the co-leads of the German exchange program, watching our students go through security. I think it's really important and a great, for some students, teachable moment in terms of how to effectively pack and manage resources and understand that you're trying to move as quick yet swiftly as possible. All right. Do you have any questions for us?
Any questions we can answer or vote?
Anybody else?
It's something that the school has done for decades. We've moved to a every other year model where we invite 9th and 10th grade students to go. It worked out well last fall. We like the idea of going down in October versus going in April. Weather will still be good down there. And
Yes, so another reason why we chose October is because students who have already taken their civics course in the 8th grade, so the knowledge and skills are still incredibly fresh, and it is also not nearly as busy or expensive, so it's more economical. The weather, I would argue, is nicer because it's less humid, and it's a good time to build relationships early on in the school year.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You want to chaperone?
We're taking volunteers, so.
I'm definitely shocked.
That's reasonable.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Is there any more discussion or questions? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thanks for having us.
I want to say a slideshow when you come back.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll try to get some student volunteers like we do with the German trip as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for hanging out.
The next item we're taking on order is new business. That's a high school program of studies.
So as Dr. Pecky comes up, I'll call up her slides here. This is an annual process that we go through in the school committee, asking you to approve changes to program studies, which effectively is a course list of offerings that we have for the high school every year. So I can give you a quicker You want me to, you just want to nod when you're ready?
Sure, yeah, I can do that. All right. Okay. I don't have two screens. I can't really.
Sorry, is it not showing on that one, little one in front?
No, there's nothing showing here.
Oh, that's because it's not plugged in. How's that? And now? Give it a second.
Yes, okay.
Sorry.
All right, thank you. I am going to present this on behalf of Jessica Russ, the coordinator of counseling, and myself, principal at Hudson High School. Jess wasn't able to join us tonight, she's not feeling well. So, like Dr. Regan said, we do this every year, just kind of the updates on the program of studies. And the reason for it is because we have courses that are kind of rotating in and out, different things that we're adding. And like most of you are aware, we start the scheduling process, around this time of year. So the first is in addition to some graduation requirements, it's really just additional courses that will offer the civic action project that's embedded within the curriculum. So we've added a few courses into the mix so that students that are in those courses are given the opportunity to complete a CAT project. We've also, over the years, maybe past 2 or 3 years, we've started offering students the opportunity to do work study. One of the things that we have been concerned about this year is the number of students and just kind of managing why they're doing it. I think work study came into Hudson, really just, we do have a lot of electives. A lot of times when the kids are seniors, they have 2 required courses that they need to take. This was created with the idea that some of our students are working full-time, 40+ hours a week. They're supporting themselves, their families, and it still needs to sort of mirror that that image. We also have, a senior internship program where students that, may not be in the same boat of working so much are able to go out on internships and sort of experience different opportunities. So we're pulling back a little bit on what is current in the program studies for the work study, which is really didn't have any parameters around how often students have to work. And so we're gonna add that it's grade 12 only, with some exceptions for 11th graders if we see the need for that. And then students need to submit the paperwork weekly. So right now it's more or less, I think, 150 hours for a semester. So students could, do that at the end. We're really looking to make sure that we're offering this to students who really actually need it. So we're updating hours, 10 hours a week to earn 2 credits and 20 hours for 4 credits. I just want to add that we have also been very clear that this has to be something that students file the paperwork for and are interested in ahead of the scheduling process. One of the things we ran into is students coming into the year with courses that they then wanted to drop for a work study, and we're just not open to that any longer. So. Just an update on our early college program. This is something we've been working on for a couple of years. We did receive approval on our Part A designation, so we're right now completing Part B of the designation, hoping that Massachusetts will designate Hudson as an early college program. So we are looking at part of Part B application is looking out 6 or 7 years and kind of the courses that we're going to offer for these students. And so we don't necessarily have the specific courses, but we want to just mention that we have offered psychology, and then in the fall this year we did sort of a team model with intro to business, which is going really well. And in the spring we're going to do intro to philosophy. And I also had included this in my newsletter. We do have data on how many students have earned college credit, sort of in the history of like offering the Quinn Sig online, but I sort of pulled from that just in the 2 years that we've been able to offer these courses with Worcester State, the amount of credits that kids have earned and the amount of savings when it comes down to like the average cost for a college credit that students and families are saving. The school counseling page has also been updated. They do have a curriculum that has been followed each year, so that was just an addition to kind of let families know exactly what they are doing in grades 8 through 12 for school counseling to get those kids prepared, or all of our kids prepared for post-high school, whether it be career, military, or, attending college. So that was
Just
one
want
of the
to say, we'll bring something back more specific around early college once they get through the RP designation piece, so more information with details and data that we can share with you later in this way.
Okay, so added courses, most of these are just rotated in, so our ELA courses rotate in and out each year. There is an addition of creative writing 3. We added that because a lot of the students that were doing 1 and 2, were still interested in taking a class, so we did offer a creative writing 3. The Essentials US History, in the past, it was grade level different. It was 9, 10, and then 11, 12, but most of our 12th graders have already fulfilled their 3 years, so we just kind of said it's grade 11. And then just the typical courses that rotate in and out in technology and science year to year are the other ones that are returning for this year. Similar to the rotation in, the removal of these courses is because we offer the rotation. The 2 that we are pulling back on are the physics and the bioscience foundations. The reasoning for that is we have offered it over the past couple of years, and the enrollment has been very low. We just don't have students that we're placing in there. We are able to support our health students for the most part in the general educational classes. That was something that, you can kind of see both sides. It is important to give these kids the basic skills, but also like continuing to remove them from the courses that, they would be with grade level peers is not necessarily always the best option. It's more looking at what support each student needs in front of the teacher and kind of providing that support. So we are removing the physics and the bioscience foundations. However, we do have an addition of support in some of those classes for the English learner students. Really need glasses, I'm noticing that now. Adjusted courses, again, the Essentials History, it was just the removal of grade 11. Stats and financial reasoning, we've had a lot of conversations with Eric Wolven around how to sort of adjust those courses. So we are going to offer stats and financial reasoning as semester courses, but students that are enrolled in either or will take both. So right now we're going to try a model where you can either take stats or financial reasoning for a semester, and then you sort of swap over. So that doesn't do away with like our AP stats or our honor stats. It's just kids that, may not go into those higher level maths, but we want to get them exposure to both areas of math. Our integrated math class, which is an ELD class, is just going to be changed to younger grade levels instead of the full 9 through 12. So the 9 and 10, we're thinking if we can kind of help them with developing those skills in the younger grades, then they can sort of transition off into general education classroom. Intermediate algebra, again, just kind of a grade adjustment. And then academic support, we've had a lot of conversations around. Elise Budney, the new director of student services, and I have had a lot of time to work together on trying to improve the model. Right now, some of our students that have academic support is more of a guided study, and some of the feedback that teachers gave to us is that it's really hard to be able to manage like a 9th grader with an 11th or 12th grader and try to help them with different work projects, because what a 9th grader, 9th grader is doing is very different than 12th. So we're going to level those and see if that helps the teachers kind of be able to meet the needs of the students better. We changed musical performance to chorus. Anatomy and physiology, just changed it from a year-long class to a semester course. Again, this just looks like it's the additional courses that are returning, so you can see it more plainly. Again, we're adding or trying to rotate back in AP chemistry, AP environmental science, and then adding the traditionally on rotation honors accounting. And then again, the courses that are withheld that just sort of roll in and out each year.
The courses that roll in and out, is there anything that's being removed, or is it just?
No, it's just, we don't have enough staffing or really student interest to offer them every year. So the best approach is to kind of rotate them in and out, make sure students are aware of that. So if you're a junior and you know you want to take that class, that you still have the opportunity. And
Cut off, sorry.
that's okay. So our course selection process, so we do have an evening planned for the 29th of January. We will start at 5:30, inviting, we're hoping to get a lot of the families and students from the middle school. I know Tim Frazier and I have been working at promoting it. I think you've all seen the glossy that we sort of developed over the past couple months. So we're really trying to push the glossy out to families, including a letter that sort of states like they're invited to come and hear about all of the amazing opportunities we have here at Hudson High School. So we'll start with, the 7th grade parents and potentially students coming in to hear about the course selection process. And then curriculum directors will be able to present their different offerings. We'll have a lot of student groups in the cafeteria talking about clubs and athletics. Counselor presentations will be the 27th through the 29th. So that typically happens during ARC. We use grade level ARC meetings to present to students about, kind of what the importance is of choosing your courses for each year, what we have to offer, explaining, especially when students are transitioning to 9th grade, what grades mean, what a GPA is, what a transcript looks like. And then one of the things that all counselors do is they'll meet individually with all the students on their caseload to do the course selection process. Teachers will make the recommendations for next year's courses, and then students, parents, and counselors will work on moving those from recommendations to requests, and that's how we sort of pull in the numbers for how many sections of each course we need to run. And then the student requests, we will be going to Quinn as well to meet with grade 7 students, present to them in groups, usually meet with both teams, present that, and then the counselors will go over and sort of meet with them in groups to help them sort of select what they will be taking here as 8th graders. And then that process usually concludes by the end of February. And then that's when we gather, what's the interest, how many sections do we need to run, looking at staffing, and then the master schedule build starts. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the last
That's
slide.
it. Okay. Yeah. Any questions for me? I feel like I can answer most of the counseling stuff too. So.
Does this need a vote?
Yes. Did I put it in the wrong place? Yeah, that abstraction, yes. Needs a vote.
Motion to approve the Hudson High School curriculum, or updated Hudson High School curriculum as presented by Dr. Becky.
Thank you.
Benefit of going this late. Yeah.
Any further questions on this?
Sorry.
Didn't get the vote yet.
Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Unanimous.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
All right, now that we've taken everything out of order, we need to figure out what we need to go back to.
I think the only thing left, my quick report, I'm going to go fast and then.
All right, so we'll skip back to reports and presentations. Report of the superintendent, which involves district updates, enrollment update, and space utilization study update.
Be very quick here. Sorry, get dizzy. Okay, just on a happy note, it's just always fun to share things that we get that students are doing. These are just some images from Forest Avenue shared by our librarian there, Mary Kate Lavelle, who is doing a project with 4th graders who are creating books about Forest Ave. And then with those books, they went down and met with groups of kindergarten peers and read their books to them and shared information about Forest Ave that was important to them. So you can see on the top, that was those are our 4th graders working with their kindergarten peers. And then there's just some sample pages from the books that they created. So just a real positive activity that not only reinforced sort of literacy ideas and concepts, but also like school culture within the walls of Forest Ave. So just want to congratulate Mary Kate for that work, and exciting. Just to give the school committee an update on our space utilization study. So we have, we've started the process now. We're really excited to be working with LaValley. If you had any familiarity with the project at Quinn Middle School, this was the architect that actually designed that building, which, if you've been in Quinn, is really a well-designed middle school building. And our experience with them when they worked in Hudson during that project, that was probably when they started designing it, close to 12, 13, 14, 15
They
years
started to design it, I think, somewhere around 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
They opened in
13,
11 or 12.
I thought it was 13.
You're right, no, it was
It
13.
was 10 years after the high school.
It was 13, you're right.
So they've come up with, one of the things that we liked about this particular firm, we looked at 3 different firms, is they actually have an educational consultant that works on these projects with them. So this is someone that has sort of that lens. They're not just coming from the architectural lens. So they will be a part of a 3-person project team that's going to be dedicated to this project with us. They're off the ground. They've already been to the facilities department and took out rolls and rolls of blueprints from all of our buildings that they're going to scan so they can use them as part of their presentation. Starting later this week, they're going to be walking every building. They have about 1.5 to 2 hours in each building with the principal, director of facilities, Dan Gale, myself, just to get a sense of how we're using every square inch of each building. So that's the phase 1, sort of gathering information from us. In your packet, you'll see that there's a meeting at the end of each phase. What isn't listed here is that they are willing to come to the school committee and do updates and presentations at any time throughout the process. We don't think we need them to come monthly, but we may have them come midway through and then maybe at the end when they present the final pieces. I know, Chris, you had mentioned that you might have an interest in attending some of these meetings, so these are the dates here that I can communicate with you. You could represent the school committee. Sort of touch points that we're going to have with them. I also get the sense that they'll be in constant communication with us in between those, but they wanted to set a monthly meeting to check to see how we do that month. So what you see on the screen is just the exact replica of what's in your packet, just a landscape version. But we were very impressed with how they set this up for us. I'll pass around, but this is the proposal that they sent us. There's a sample report that I can provide you if you're interested. Actually, it's from Hudson, New Hampshire. But if you're interested in seeing what it might look like, I can share that with you. And just one point, just to remind you that we're going to have NESDEC do an in-depth enrollment study that's happening at the same time. So we hope to have that data in hand by February, March. And then LaValley will use that data from them. And they're already asking questions at Town Hall about future building projects and what those look like, so they can factor that into a more detailed 10-year enrollment projection for students in Hudson, so that LaValley can use that when they analyze. So they're going to be, in addition to the 5 schools, they will tour the Hubert building, and they will also tour the street. So they will look at all 7 buildings that we have in our portfolio, and the idea is to give the school committee 2, perhaps 3 different, scenarios that you might be able to then take and make a plan from that. They're all going to be multi-year plans, but we can have something to sort of sink our teeth into at the end of that. I just wanted to quickly make you aware that the policies that need to be submitted to the state have been uploaded. So we approved 4 policies back in December, one around 8th grade engagement around vocational technical programming. It needed to be uploaded. That was uploaded right before the end of the calendar year, and I just received confirmation actually this week that it was accepted there. So that's good. That box is checked. And then the other was competency determination. That went to a different portal. I know it's been successfully uploaded. I just haven't heard anything back from them. We've checked those 2 boxes, and since you approved those policies, I want to make sure we do that. The other piece that I wanted to just make you aware of is that the public learned just last week that Dave Champney has decided to retire at the end of this year from his post as principal at the Forest Avenue School. This will be the fourth principal in 2 years that will be turning over in the district. You recall, we hired 3 principals last year. We really did quite well with our processes. We hired 3 very strong school leaders who are working out very well for us this year. I'm very, very pleased with what we're seeing out of Farley High School and Quinn. So we're hoping that that trend continues and we get a strong pool of candidates. We only have the 1 to hire this year. And that will mean in my short tenure of 3 years, I will have hired 4 out of 5 of the school principals in the district. It's good for me. It's great that I'm building my own team that way. But I won't go over it. It's up on the screen. It's in your packet. But this just gives you a sort of sample of, or an idea of what the timeline is going to be. Flux a little bit depending on the number of candidates we get and all of that. But I just want to highlight to you and to the public that, like the other 3 processes, we want this to be inclusive. So we're going to have a screening committee that will include parents, it will include staff and district personnel, and that there's going to be opportunities for people to engage with finalists, and whether they can come to the evening forum that we're going to have. If they can't, then we'll post those videos online so people can watch and get feedback along the way. There's going to be a survey going out in the early part of the process for people to give us feedback on what they're looking for in a candidate or principal, so we can use that when we start to pick through resumes and on the map. So I'm thrilled for Mr. Champney. As I made a note, he's been in Hudson since 1997, which is a very, very long time. He came here as a guidance counselor at the high school, then became an AP, and then was appointed to Forest Ave. I believe this is his 18th year at the school. So it's really unheard of now to have a principal in a building for that long. So Dave has really established a nice culture there at Forest, and we'll have a chance to say goodbye to him later, but we do want to wish him well.
And I'll just add that this is no surprise. I know we had 3 last year, but we knew that Dave was leaning towards retiring, and we just didn't know what year it would be. So this is completely within the normal realm of turnover.
I told the principal I don't take it personally. I think this is it's okay. So with your permission, because it's a late night, I will just, instead of going through the enrollment slides with you, I'll just, if you have questions, for you. It's the same information I provide for you every month. Nothing has sort of gone out of whack for enrollment. We're still exactly where we want to be. But
I don't have any questions on enrollment. Anybody else?
No.
Nope. In that case, that's fine.
Is there anybody that needs to report on a subcommittee report? Don't believe there is.
Just consent agenda, I think.
Yep, so matters for discussion, old business, there is none. Matters for action, old business, there is none. The last item is the consent agenda, approval of the procurement of, with Crafting Minds for professional development in the amount of $17,250,000 for the Hudson Public Schools. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? It's unanimous. Items of interest to the school committee. Does anybody have any items of interest they would like to bring before the school committee?
I just want to quickly circle back to the emergency meeting that we had at the end of December and not talk about it publicly right now, but request that we have an executive session sometime in the pretty near future to talk about some of the concerns that might have come up as a result of the lockdown.
Is there, can we meet an executive session on that topic?
I'll look and see if it's one of the, there's 7.
We would need to, right, so we just need to check with Nick if that is one that we can get, deal with.
Just, we have a debrief scheduled. It was originally going to be next week, but the chief wasn't able to be there then, so it's going to be Monday, the 27th.
So if we do schedule that, it should be after the.
I would think so, yeah. I mean, we've already done some sort of different, but we want to bring the whole team together.
I'm not opposed to meeting, as long as we can do it without.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, if it is executive, we could do something in public session, just be careful about what we share in terms of protocols, so.
Yeah, I definitely think there should be a follow-up, just so parents know that we, some of the areas that we are addressing and talking about. And then, as we mentioned, just things that we might want to flag for budget considerations, since those conversations are moving forward.
Sure. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so we need a motion to adjourn. All those in favor? It's unanimous and we are adjourned.
Oh, nice.